Good afternoon, respected teacher and my friends. My name is Garas Tungel, and today I am presenting on the subject Accounting Theory and Current Issues on the report submission on employee benefits as the requirement of the second assessment of the unit. The report is on the employee benefits and the different accounting aspects or different accounting stakeholders. The topic employee benefits affects. To start with, employee benefits are the benefits that the employees receive from the companies that they are working for, and the benefits can either be cash or kind, and also be related to various long-term and short-term needs. Benefits help in keeping the management satisfied and motivated, and it could also include friends benefits, sick benefits, gratuity, provident fund, wages, and bonus. For the purpose of completing this report, we were supposed to choose 2 journal articles, and for that purpose I've chosen Benefit System Effects and Employees Benefit Knowledge, Use and Organizational Committee by Robert R. Sinclair of Portland State University, Michael Cilio of Oregon Health and Science University, and Chris Wright. And another journal article that I have chosen is Disentangling the Effects of the Employee Benefits on Employee Productivity by Dr. Wu Kang of Korea National University, Gun Jiayu of Hong Kong University, and Sang Jik Lee of Fujian University. And the reason for me to choose these 2 articles is that both the articles highlight the importance of employee benefits both for the employees and the organization. They also highlight the positive and negative impact that employee benefits have on the performance of the employees, and also highlight the need for employee disclosure in the annual report of the company. And the purpose, after choosing these 2 articles, the purpose of this research studies and the research questions was that from the first article, the first article dealt with the different features of a benefit system, and those features are discussed with more focus on how these affect the employer-employee relationship. The first article shows that there is the overall rate of employee benefits has increased from 3 to 3% from 2% from 1929 to 2001. And this article also has defined a structure as per which people should be paid based on their position in the organization and the kind of work that they do. And the article highlights that there should not be any compromise or biasness in providing the employee benefits. Whereas the second article talks about the effect that employee benefits and its policies have on the overall productivity of the employees. Employee benefits affects both the individual and the organization at different levels. And this study also shows that there is a very close relationship between employee benefits and the overall productivity of the organization, and reiterates that in case of the employees are not satisfied, a company would be affected and they would not get the results which they want. After choosing these studies and going through the both studies, there are certain similarities between these 2 studies, and the major similarities that these studies had was both the studies focused on the importance of the employee benefits and the effect those benefits would have on the productivity of the company, and how the employee benefits and the productivity were interconnected. And the other major similarity was that both the reports focused on the effect that employee benefits would have on the personal grounds of the employees, how they would work, and what they deliver to the organization. However, there are certain dissimilarities as well in these two studies. And the major dissimilarities were, the first article talks about focusing on the various factors which affect affect the employee relationship and the overall efficiency and effectiveness. Whereas the second article discusses the effect of employee benefits on the productivity of the employees. Similarly, the first article discusses about the positive impact of employee benefits on both employees and employer and the organization that they are working for. Whereas the second benefit focuses on both positive and negative impact of employee benefits and their disclosure in the annual report of the company, and also talks about the various impacts they would have. After going through these two studies and conducting the research, the specific outcomes and relevant learnings from both the studies. In case of the first article, we can summarize that this article could be used for accountants in Australian company, for accounting regulators, for shareholders. While talking about accountants in Australian companies, it would help understand how the accountant should report the employee benefits in the final report of the company, and how they are related with the overall accounting of the company. And they also help the accountants understand how companies are calculating the wages and benefits that they are paying, and how those benefits should be disclosed in the annual reports of the company. Whereas in case of accounting regulators, the study can help them understand whether proper rules and regulations are being followed or not, and whether the employee benefits being disclosed in the book of the company are as per the rules and regulations or not. And also they help the accounting regulators understand benefits that employees are getting are not biased and they are eligible to receive such benefits. And while talking about shareholders, the first article talks about helping the shareholders understand that the increase in employee benefits are scientific and not arbitrary, and that there is no mismanagement in that. And also that the shareholders would be able to understand on which basis the employee benefits or the compensations or any such perks are provided, are decided and provided to the employees. And the specific outcomes and relevant learnings from the second article can also be used by Australian accountants, accounting regulators, shareholders. The second article talks about helping the Australian accountants understand the employee benefits and effect on the productivity of the company, and they also help to understand whether the proper regulations have been followed or not. And for accounting regulators, the second article talks about helping them understand whether proper disclosures have been provided in books of company or not, and also to understand whether they are in sync with the provisions of Australian standards or not. And in case of shareholders, the second article talks about helping them analyze whether the impact of employee benefits have been positive or negative, and also to check the trends with respect to the employee compensation of the company. And to conclude, we can say that employee benefits are an important part of the financials of the company. Employee benefits can have both positive and negative impacts, not only for the employees but also for the employers or the organization as a whole, and that there is a direct correlation between employee relations and the employee benefits and the compensation paid, who could have adverse or effective which could have adverse or effective effect upon the performance of the organization. Saying this, I would like to conclude my presentation on the report submission of employee benefits. Thank you.